Good morning, friends. Welcome to Brain and Balance. On Zoom with me, Hannah. I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services, and I have a very very informative, hopefully very informative class planned today, which is kind of code for lots of talking from me. Brain and Balance is a little different to some of the other exercise classes that we teach. Skills that really exercises that really test our brain skills and work mostly our hands, our coordination, our fine motor skills, and then we'll work on our balance as well. We warm up to begin with. We have a little stretch at the end. Keep that water handy. I'm sipping on that all the time because I'm trying to get rid of this cold and keep my throat comfortable. So yes, make yourself comfortable for a while. We will be either seated or standing for the class. We're going to sit for a bit because I'm going to talk, and then we will move around. So today I want to talk to you about cognitive reserve, which is a very interesting term and an interesting concept that I just came across, and I wanted to tell you all about it. I want to talk about a study that I've learned about that was, it's an ongoing study. It began in 1986, and it was done using a group of nuns as the test subjects. I think the reason they used that was because this was a good way to kind of control the results. These nuns were all living in the same environment. They had the same kind of things going on in their lives. So it was a nice controlled group by which to do this study, this neurological study. The participants, the nuns taking part in the study, in the project, were required to donate their brains to the project after they died for analysis. Now, the purpose was to see if an individual's current activities, academics, past experiences, and their disposition, so like their moods, their temper, their personality, can be seen to correlate to continued cognitive, neurological, and physical ability as the individuals age, as well as overall longevity. That was a really long sentence. So they wanted to look at all the different factors like someone's current activities, their personality, their education, their background, whether those things related to, so whether there was a link between that and someone's how their cognitive and neurological ability would continue as they aged. So if you have these kinds of experiences and background and past, are you more or less likely to have good cognitive neurological function as you age? And what how long, not how long will you live, but how long can you keep that up? Lots of interesting results. And like I said, the study is still ongoing. So I think the most recent thing I read was at least one of the nuns was still alive in 2017. So that might have changed now, but fairly recently it was still an ongoing study. Yeah, lots of interesting things. So these nuns wrote journals on, I would say, a daily basis. And those who used positive language were found to live longer. I think that is amazing. So using positive language, writing in their journal in a positive way, framing experiences in a positive way, were found to live longer. There was a definite correlation. That was one just very small thing that I found, but the really big part that I liked, so and I think is really relevant and very interesting. So a number of participants, once they had died and their brains were taken for analysis, their brains showed signs of Alzheimer's disease. And those signs are a protein buildup. There's certain proteins that occur naturally in your brain, and as your brain declines and ages, the cells that are responsible for cleaning up those proteins don't work as effectively, and those proteins can build up and they can cause more problems, dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So that's a big diagnosing factor, a big marker of Alzheimer's disease, is this buildup of these protein plaques inside a person's brain. And a number of those participants, of nuns, did show those protein buildups inside their brain. But while they were alive, those same nuns did not show any outward signs of dementia. They were not symptomatic of Alzheimer's, even though once their brains were analyzed, it was discovered that yes, they did have this big risk factor for Alzheimer's, these protein buildups. Very interesting. So researchers asked themselves why. And this was determined to be down to something called cognitive reserve. And what that means and how I want to explain it is having enough positives to outweigh the negatives regarding your neurological health. So having enough positive factors in reserve so that if negative factors come into occurrence, like these protein buildups, the positives, we lean towards the positive side. But those negatives, that's things going on physically inside your brain, don't outweigh the negatives. And things that contribute to having this really healthy, this really big cognitive reserve, a positive effect. So having a good attitude, a positive attitude. We saw that in that positive language use when they were journaling. So a positive effect, taking part in stimulating activities, novel experiences. So like learning new things, doing new things, continuing to have new experiences into older age. Cognitive training, so doing exercises that build that mind and body connection. Social support, which I think is, when you think about it, that would be quite an obvious one. If you lived in a convent, you have that social support. You're living with a group of your peers. You're not isolated. So social support, education, and modifiable health factors. So that would be for things like exercise, nutrition, so having a good diet, taking part in lots of exercises. And these nuns did enough of those things that they built up such a cognitive reserve that despite that protein buildup in their brains, the Alzheimer's wasn't present. They were asymptomatic. They had no outward symptoms and signs of dementia, which is amazing. By looking at your cognitive reserve, by making sure you do all those things, having that positive outlook, social support, continuing to learn, doing those cognitive trainings, exercise, good diet, you can strengthen your own defenses against dementia, despite what might be occurring in your brain, which largely is age related and can, in a lot of which can be, I don't want to say it's unavoidable, but you can build up your own reserves to fight those things. And I thought that was really interesting. I did watch a video where somebody talks about that and explains it a bit nicer than me, and I'm going to email that out to everybody in one of the Friday emails. So interesting. Yeah, anyway, hope you do too. Hope that's interesting. I really loved learning about that study. All right, so I'm just going to take a drink. Let's come up to feet and we're going to warm up. It's absolutely freezing cold in my kitchen today. It's so chilly outside. So let's get ourselves nice and warmed up. Let's come up to feet. I'm just going to tilt my camera a teeny bit. Can you see me as you can? So let's march on the spot. Nice and easy. A nice way to warm up. Let's move those arms and those legs. Letting those arms swing. Picking up our feet, standing up nice and tall. Let's take deep breaths. Big inhale. Reach those hands up and exhale. And again. Good, and one more time. let's bring those shoulders up towards your ears. Slowly relax them down. Lift those shoulders and lower. Lift and lower. And again, lift those shoulders up. Slowly lower down. Good. Let's roll our shoulders, nice big circles. Good. And one more time. Roll those shoulders backwards and let's go forwards. Roll the shoulders. Great. Let's bring those arms out to the side. Little circles here. Keep those feet moving. Good. And back in the other direction. Great. Let's make those circles bigger and let's reach those hands forwards like we're swimming. Good. And let's go back in the other direction. Nice, big circles backwards. Good, and relax those arms. Let's stand with those feet hip width apart. And let's circle our hips nice and slowly. Back in the other direction. Good, let's take one leg. We're going to swing this leg forwards and backwards, standing nice and tall. Good, and the other side. Great, let's take that leg out to the side and across in front of your body. And the other side. And again. Excellent, and let's tap those toes. Heels touching the floor. Pick those hands up and wiggle our fingers. Let's tap those fingers to our thumb. Good, let's tap those heels. And we'll circle our wrists. Toes are on the floor, we're lifting those heels one at a time. Move those wrists in the other direction. Good, let's tap toes, both feet. Let's squeeze his hands, make a fist, stretch his fingers out. Squeeze and stretch. 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 Squeeze. Whoops. And stretch. Good. And let's do both heels. We can just wiggle those fingers. Good. And now we're going to go toes, heels. Keep the knees soft. Toes, heels. Toes, heels. All right, very good. Let's take a nice deep breath once more. Big inhale. Exhale. And let's have a seat. Okay, we're going to do a few hand exercises here. My hands feel really cold. It was about 57 degrees, I think, in the house this morning. So we shut all the windows, but it's taking a while to warm up. All right, we're going to start by tapping our fingers to our thumb. We did this a little bit in the warm-up, but let's focus on that. So we're going index finger to little finger, one at a time, stretching those fingers right out. Good. Let's start with the little finger now and go back the other way. Good. Excellent. Let's start our left hand with our index finger, and we're going index to little finger. And then our right hand's going to start, our right hand's going to start with our little finger. So they're moving in opposite directions. Good. I can't look too closely because then I go wrong. I have to start again then. Let's try the other hand. So the right hand's going to start with the index finger and the left hand's going to start with the little finger. Let's never start again. Good. Excellent. All right, back to the beginning. 2 taps each finger. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Nice and fast. Start with the little finger. 2 taps each one. Good. Start with that index finger. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. Stretch, squeeze those hands, stretch your fingers out. Good. All right, we're gonna hunt the bunny. We're gonna have bunny ears and this gun, or if you don't like gun, you can say we're pointing at the bunny. So index finger, index finger is pointing, and then index finger and middle finger making bunny ears over here, and our thumb is up and we're pointing too. And we're gonna switch sides. 1, 2. Excellent. 1, 2. One side, the other. Good, very good. Nice and easy. Hunt the bunny. Great. I wonder if this is getting easier for anybody. We've been doing this a few times now. Once more. 1, 2. Good, and relax. Let's do a different one. Let's do our Incy Wincy Spider. So Itsy Bitsy Spider. We hold our thumb and finger in like an L shape, and the other one, we do the same thing, but we put it upside down. And they make a square, or a rectangle, I suppose. That bottom pointer, he comes up. So we pivot, creating that little rectangle. Think about when you sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider with children, and you do this little hand action. Good. Great, and then we're going to switch. So now we do thumb and middle finger. We'll do this for a few. and ring finger. Stay with that finger. Good, and then little finger. That one's more difficult. Good. Pause. We're going to do 2 on each finger. So we'll go all the way up and then we'll come back down. So we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then back down. So thumb to index finger. So 1, 2. Now middle finger. 1, 2. Ring finger. 1, 2. Index, little finger. 1, 2. And then back down on the little finger again. 1, 2. Ring finger. 1, 2. Middle finger. 1, 2. Index. 1, 2. Back up. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And down. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Little faster. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And down. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. That was the top speed, I think, for me. I kind of lost it there. One more and then we'll work on our balance a little bit here. So we have a pointer finger or a pointing sign in this hand, and I have 1 finger extended here. This hand's going to point and this hand's going to hold up 2 fingers, and then we'll go up and then we'll go down. So 1, I'm starting with the pointer in my left hand. I want to remember that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now my pointer is on my right. 1 finger up on my left. 1, 2. Ooh, that wasn't very good. 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. That side was much more difficult, so I'm going to try that again with my pointer, my pointing hand in my right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's try it a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to switch to my pointers on my left and do that a little bit quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Let's stand up and we'll work on our balance here. So we want a comfortable place to stand. We want to make sure we have something within an arm's reach that's going to help us hold our balance if we need that extra external support. I have the wall right here, and you can just see I have my chair as well. We're going to start with our feet in a tandem stance. So 1 right in front of the other. As feet are as close together as possible with heel to toe, and our knees are soft. Now, if you need some help in this position, you're going to take that front foot out to the side a tiny bit. Otherwise, you're going to keep that foot. Yeah, this will be the start point. If you can, feet are going to be perfectly in line, nice and soft through the knees, standing up nice and tall, and our shoulders are relaxed. And let's look up and ahead. And you make sure the weight is even between both feet. Those feet are nice and relaxed. I'm finding this tricky this morning. Good, let's reach one arm to the ceiling. That arm will reach out to the side. And then forwards. And then backwards. And back to the side and out. The other arm to the ceiling. To the side. Forwards. Backwards. Back to center and relax. Let's take both arms up to the ceiling. Arms out to the side. One forward, one backwards. And the other way. Back to center and relax. Let's switch our feet around. It might be that feet this way around is more difficult. I look like I'm definitely needing some help to get into this position. Feet are soft. The weight is even between both feet. Good, feet nice and relaxed. Good. One arm to the ceiling. And the other. Arms out to the sides. We'll aeroplane those arms, just moving as much as you can while still maintaining that balance. No, you did the chair. Relax those arms, step those feet apart and relax. We'll do a little bit on one foot here. I'm going to start on my right leg. So that right knee is bent. Foot is nice and comfortable on the floor. I'm going to take that left foot up off the ground and hold here. Just want to put myself in the center of the camera there. Try and find something to look at that isn't moving. Up and ahead of you, that's going to help you to hold that balance. Having a trickier time today. I'm going to take one arm to the ceiling. And then the other. We're going to wave those arms side to side, nice and slowly. Whoop. We'll touch down there. Trying to keep that foot on the floor nice and relaxed. Good, and let's slowly relax those arms and foot down. And let's switch to the other side. Knee bent, foot nice and relaxed. Let's take that one foot off. Good, standing up tall. We'll take one arm to the ceiling. And the other. And wave from side to side. Of course, you can just do this if you're holding on, you can just wave one arm up in the air. Doesn't have to be both. Ooh. Good, and then slowly relax those arms and both feet down. Good. Give those legs a little shake. All right, we're going to do some tightrope walking, where we take those heel to toe. I'm all over the place. I wonder if it's because I have a cold, which kind of affects your sinuses and your inner ear, and that's throwing my balance. Could be also because I've done no balance practice for 2 weeks. That could also be a factor. So heel to toe, forwards and backwards. Feet as close together as you can manage. We're looking up and ahead. Good. And stomach nice and tall. Excellent. Now I want you to try and close your eyes and take one step. Just one. I'm going to face forward so you can, well, you maybe aren't watching me, but so eyes closed just for one step. If forwards is more comfortable than backwards, just do the forward step for just one and then open again. And I find when I do, I'm immediately very wobbly. That's okay. I expected that. I'm staying close to the wall here. So I can hang on to it if I need to. Let's try and look up and ahead. Look where we're going rather than at the floor and at our feet. Good. Once more, we close our eyes for one step. Good. Excellent. We're going to take one leg now. I'm going to stand on my right and I'm going to lift my left leg forwards to the side and behind me, forwards to the side, behind, nice and slowly, forwards to the side and behind. Good, in a circle, nice, whoop, and slow, great. Once more, all the way around, forwards to the side and behind. Excellent. Let's switch to that other side. Onto my left leg, lifting that foot forwards to the side and behind. I'm trying not to touch down in the middle. If you need to put that foot down to the floor in the middle, you can, of course, go ahead and do that. I'm trying not to. No, it's tricky. Good. Once more, all the way around. Excellent. All right, very good, everybody. Just need a quick drink here and then we will stretch. We're going to step one foot forward, bend that front knee, back heels on the floor, standing up nice and tall. And reach one arm straight up to the ceiling and we'll just hold this here. Stand nice and tall. Good, and up, and let's switch to the other side. Bend that front knee, back heel on the floor, standing tall, reaching up to the ceiling. Good, relax that arm and stand up. Great, let's take those arms, reach behind you, reach for the back of the room, stretch those fingers right out. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze. And a pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Let me know if you did or if you didn't. It's always great to have feedback. Otherwise, I will see you next time for more of the same. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.